There we go. This is Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Still on the phone with a telephone company. We lost our phone on Saturday, and we're trying to resolve this adventure and get things going. So I'm actually on the phone with them as I speak. Anyhow. I see. Uh, so at this point in time, let's see. I'm not even seeing me up on the screen. Also, let's see if we can see that. No. Murray Rosenberg. Uh, 609-600-7721. No, because the phone is lost, and I've been trying to transfer to a track phone. I'm a farmer, and I need my phone and my number, and I can't seem to get either at this point. And I had an old track phone, so I tried to transfer it because I didn't seem to be very successful at buying a new phone because of Pure Talk. They can't transfer it. Target can't transfer it to Pure Talk. So in the end result is I grabbed an old track phone and tried to transfer the phone number there, and seems like we're there at some extent. Anyway, traders, here I am. No, wrong. There I am. I'm on a webinar now. I host this webinar. All right, there we go. I think now I see we are live. There we go. Okay, any other questions? I can listen, and I have to talk at the same time to some other audience. Are you there? Hello? I have no problem giving it. I can shut the mic off. Murray Rosenberg, 405 Fisterville Road, Mulligan Hill, NJ, or it's South Harrison, 08062 NJ. Either one of them. We're a farm, so it bounces around. Alrighty, so let's get to the dollar index. Let's see where the dollar is today. Saw where crop report for soybeans was the second largest on record. Okay, I'm back to Pure Talk. Hello. MMR at .net. And traders out there, I am still on a phone with two different telephone companies, so you'll be hearing me talking about other things at the same time. But let's get that up on the screen. Let's do that. Look at soybeans this morning. It's the third largest crop in history. Let's see if we can get that right there. There we go. And as you can see, a little downdraft this morning, nothing major. You see the algorithms are pushing through the buy side on the daily. Okay, I'm back with you guys at Pure Talk. 088055. All right, and I guess maybe in that way, why we're seeing the dollar make its odd little moves, I guess combined together. I mean, interest rates are still dropping to a great extent. So I guess, the commodities world, at the same time, we see gold moving around in the opposite direction. Let's put gold. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you. I've been dead since Saturday, so anything will help me. Yeah, no phone. I lost the other one. Hey, I appreciate your times, guys. I really do. Thank you. Track, are you still there? All right. So anyway, at this point in time, let's take a look at that dollar index. I'm sorry, I'm back here. Oh, I'm not worried about it. I'm a master of this. I've been doing it for like 12 years, so 5 days a week. So, all right, and there's the dollar index, as you can see. So maybe it makes some sense one way or the other why we're seeing this type of action. I'm sorry. What's that? Oh yeah. And so as you can see here, you can see it's been in that daily buy now for 6 days on the algorithm down in here. At the same time, you can see that the weekly trend has still stayed in that downtrend. with the algorithm on a weekly basis since basically the end of June going into July. So, it's what we refer to mainly as a dead cat bounce. The thing doesn't seem to want to really make a decision and take a direction. You got the short term trying to lift up. You got the longer term heading down. You can see the commodities, especially gold, has been trapped into almost a nothing market at the same time. We're really seeing a lot of noise. And I think because we're seeing like all-time highs in the stock market and it's starting to back off, you can see equity is starting to move. Let's say they're paring back. In the hedge fund world, we like to refer to that as paring back. So I don't think there's a major sell-off going on. I just think that they are just taking a break, taking some profits and trying to figure out what the next move is. I'm back to you now. No one can hear me. How are we making out? Track? Good. Oh, my phone will work now? Oh, great. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. All right, so from there, let's jump over to the euro and see what the euro is doing. And as you can see, well, that's the great experiment right there. But let's drift over to the euro. You see that downwardly draft, same situation. It's consistent around the whole markets, the commodities, the currencies. We're seeing it in the equity market. Here we are at daily sell in the 1.1130-ish area for the last 5 days. The short-term algorithm is pointing down. And at the same time, we've got, we're still in that long weekly march of 9 weeks. And as you can see on the spreadsheet there on the screen, let's scroll down to it. There it is. As you can see there, the euro at the same time is 8 full weeks in a buy and confirming that 4 days in a sell, and this is the 5th. So it's a real disturbing, I guess you could say, or just irritating type of direction with the algorithms. They don't seem to be able to get out of their own way. And again, we know September. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. And at the same time that the euro, has been doing the same thing as commodities like soybeans. We've seen gold for the last couple of weeks doing the same exact thing. Matter of fact, let's throw that up on the screen. And there is the gold contract, the December contract. You see just a mild drift ever since the South African rand got trapped in that. Let me show you the South African rand real quick. It seems like commodities, currencies in general seem to be all trapped in the same malaise. So it is definitely a systemic. In other words, it's consistent across the whole market at this point. Let's get gold up there. Where's that? Plot one. There we are. And you can, I know where I was headed. I was heading for the South African rand. Let's get back to that. There he is. And you can see South African rand seemed to emphasize it the same way, which is really curious. It just shows you how connected all the markets are in their own natural way. Same thing here, the drift. Also, at the same time, you can see here now we have 4 days consistently bouncing up. We went into the buy 2, 4, 6 days back in a daily algorithmic buy. You can see we've moved up from the 1760s area up to the 1805 area. At the same time, we are in a weekly sell right there. So it's like a consistent battle. And I'm emphasizing, the corn. Let's put corn up there again. I don't think I showed you soybeans, I believe. It's this odd thing. You can see it across all the products. Ooh, there we go. I just realized the old beta is up and alive, and I got that. There we go. Just wanted to have the dollar index up on that. So let's put her over here so you can see what we're mumbling about. There it is right there. You can see there is the corn. Same situation. Really, it's amazing. We're seeing commodities in every direction play the same game, basically. Oh, I'm here. Okay. And so you can see right here, cable, same situation. Working in the reverse direction, of course, because it's GBP USD, not USD GBP. And you can see it's trying to battle its way back into the buy. You see it's on the third week in the weekly buy. But it just seems like we're seeing all this pattern going on. And even here, let's go to the S&P 500. There's the S&P. There it is right there. And you can see that same thing. It's like a plateau. It hasn't been able to really choose. You can see it was stalled for weeks. Now we're going into, we got pushed into the sell back in here on the daily back on the 23rd of August. And you can see, we've only gone sideways down, and now we're really dipping down a little bit more here. We're making, and you can see where the yellow dotted line is. It's not getting slaughtered, but they definitely taking, taking pieces out of it. Why don't we go over to the updated algo? Let's go take a look at NVDA. Let's see right there. I can hear you. Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So what do I try to do? Text somebody right now instead, so I don't disrupt the. Okay, I'll try that, but I might lose you. If I lose you, just give me a call on that hard line. Yeah, just give me a call on that hard line. 8. Okay. All right. Perfect. Right. Right. 856-223 1617. Thank you. Hold on, traders. All right, there you go. How you doing? Let's throw you on speakerphone. Yes, you are. Yeah, you recognize that number, don't you? All right, bye-bye. It is working now. Yep, I've already made a call and it worked. Thank you very much. All right. All right, traders. Yeah, let me see if I can. Let me just double check I do the text. Looks like traders, I have a phone, so we're not complaining. Hang in there one more second. Let me see if I can just do the text, and then we. Okay, you can hear me. Hold on a second. And let me see if I can do a text. And if I can do a text, then we're home free, and I can finally start talking to Giannis and everybody else. It's like, yay. Let's see. And let me see. Nope, not there. There we go. Hang in there, traders, and we'll be able to get right back to you. There it is. Looks like we've got it all. Unable to. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's all up. I'll have to call you back. I'm still battling with figuring out how to use a text. But as long as my phone's working, that helps out. I'll call you back in about 50 minutes. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Thank you for calling.
All right, traders. We've got telephone service, so that means I'll be able to tie into Dukascopy again. So I'm happy there. If anybody, hey Janos, if you want to try to text me through the phone number, please do. It'll be nice to know if it works or not. So, all right, let's go back to the webinar there. I knew sooner or later we were going to get this thing to go. All right, so there is MVDA. You can see the same situation there. Had that plateau. You can see the slow algorithm 4 days down, going on a 5th day now. We just keep on seeing this action over and over again everywhere. It's like the world has decided that they want to get off the roller coaster or something in that nature. That's what it feels like. It really does. It really feels like that's exactly what's going on there. At the same time, let's take a look at that weekly. I believe the weekly is that it? It's probably flirting. No, it's been in. Yeah, it's still in a weekly buy again. Same as all the other products around the planet. It seems like there's one big giant war going on at this point. So that's where we are, and that's why I've been trying to emphasize when you look at the commodities, you look at the, everything else, you realize that the world is definitely being being pulled. It's definitely being pulled in a direction, and there's no stopping that, I guess you could say, motion. And today it's so obvious that we're being pulled in a very odd direction. Not odd, just, you know what it really is? I hate to use the word odd because it makes sense to me. If you have a profit and if you don't take it off when you're making money, the next time you're taking it off is when you're losing money. So it makes sense to pare back or thin the herd or however you want to describe it. But it's definitely very clear to me that we are seeing this type of action for specifically that reason. Yeah, it's so clear. It makes total sense to me. So, what else we got going on here? From there, let's jump back over to the currencies. And we'll go back to, let's see right there. And you can see there, that's the S&P 500. It's bouncing off of its lows. Let me show you an intraday of it. You can see it's bouncing off of its lows. See it right there. The low is 206. We can emphasize it like that. There's the low, and that was no more than a few hours ago. Now it's like 5 around the European. Let's try this. Around the European Open, right here. So in other words, Frankfurt was opening up. London was opening up. Paris was opening up. Amsterdam, Milan, Spain, everybody was opening up. Germany, Frankfurt, all of it was opening up. Switzerland, everybody was opening up, and they lifted the market up. You can see it tried to pare back again, failed, and is still holding firm there. So on a very, very intraday basis, we're seeing some strength. On the most minute level we watch, you can see it's tried to roll over. It went into the sell right off of that one. But notice it's not really breaking down or going after the lows or anything like that. It just seems to be pure sideways action. So, we got a phone. We got a phone up. Now I can try to... there we go. We did that during the webinar, no less. Just letting everybody know we got phone up. Hooray for me. All right, now from there... we zip over to, we were looking at the cable. Let's shoot over to, let's see, where is it at? Let's go over to the Swiss. See the Swiss Drifting down on the algorithm. See, the weekly's trying to perk up, but it really doesn't look like there's a big change coming. It really doesn't. It looks like it's going to stay like this for a little bit longer. Markets are known to have problems this time of the year, so that's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. September is now considered the worst month of the year for like the last, I guess, ever since quantitative easing, it's become September instead of October. It seemed like October was the worst. Now we're at a point where September is the worst. Let's see. From there, we zip over to, let's see. Let's find where we're at. There we are. And so from there, let's go over to the yen. See what the yen has been up to. There's the yen. You see, flirting with the sell today. Look at that. The weekly, which was like the Swiss and everybody else, has stayed in its trend. As much as it's become a battle, it has stayed in its trend. So there we are. And there we are. And what else can we say about that? Let me go take a. I want to look over here. Let's see what the Nikkei did. Let's see if we can connect that up. Let's get the Nikkei on there. Just because it's it's interesting to see how they all work together. And here is the Nikkei. Let's put that up on the screen. There we come. There's a Nikkei. That took a good dip last night in the 4% area. You can see it pushed it into the sell. That is that? Yeah, that is the third. That's yesterday. And this big dip is the fourth. That's the fourth there. Let me just emphasize that. Right there. There's the fourth. That's the big dip. So it went into the sell-off of that one. And you can see there it is right there. And the weekly at the same time, still in buys. In other words, they're not giving it up. It's got that is everywhere, which is really weird. Very, very weird, at least in my head. It's very weird. All right. So from there, we jump over to. Let's see, where do we jump in over to? Let's go to, we'll find it in a second. Let's go back to the currencies. Right there. And let's take a look at the great experiment. Well, they did themselves no favors yesterday. You can see it's trying to bottom in here a little bit. It's been in a sell now for 5 days. But that weekly is on, what is it there? On the spreadsheet, you can see it. The weekly is right there, 17 weeks in a weekly buy. This is the 18th week. So there's no hunger to break that down. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And so then from there, we switch over to, we saw the South African Rand. We were very disappointed to see that action right there. We got this going. In other words, it's putting even more pressure on our metals market. When the South African Rand lifts like that, the only thing that's not chasing me away is this. The weekly sell is still on. So this is just, it feels constantly like a dead cat bounce. Everything seems to be like a dead cat bounce. All right, now from there, what do you got right here? Let's go like this. And let's start showing you the rest of the metals here. Let's see, we can do it over here. Let's do it on the beta. There we are. And here is silver. You see that pressure on it. And it barely is moving today. Compared to what it did yesterday. It's getting knocked down. Is that right? Let's double check that. Yeah, that's okay, so yeah, yesterday they really put the pressure on it. You can see it's been a daily sell for 5 days now. And at the same time, the weekly is flirting. You see the slow is breaking through now as we speak. The fast is still above that. The fast on this particular system is the histogram, which is really odd. We're trying to get that switched out too at the same time. But at least you can see all our work. And that's the most important thing, because you can take a look at it and you can tighten it up and look at it and touch it and get a, it's more interactive, so it's a lot better for you than the solid pictures that I show. Then from there, let's jump over to copper. I saw Goldman Sachs, I think it was, apologizing for the bad call on copper. I thought that was interesting. You see it right there, and let's put it right there. Right there. There it is right there. And they sold that off yesterday the same way. And you can see it's flirting back with the weekly sell. Goldman was talking about strength in the product. They were expecting to see a rally in the copper, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, basically China's been having so many problems. Matter of fact, I think I posted something this morning. I saw it was really wild. It was like China is exporting everything they have. I said this yesterday, which is funny, and today they basically said it in a article in Zero Hedge, what I said yesterday, and that was that they didn't give me any credit, so it doesn't matter. But it really shows the incredible desperation there is in China. We saw where they came to meet Mrs. Yellen. I mentioned that yesterday, to go meet with the Secretary of Treasury, looking for help financially. They've got $1 trillion sitting in U.S. bonds, and they're probably trying to borrow against it right now as we speak. Communists are very odd when they try to play capitalism. They do it in a very strange way. Looks more like a fascism. So that makes it, fascism is like the socialist communist way of practicing capitalism. I think that's the best. That's what it should say in the the Wikipedia and the dictionary and all like that. Fascism is the way socialism and communism. Fascism is the way they try to play capitalism, but it's not capitalism. It's socialism and communism. But they try to tell you that fascism is part of capitalism, and it's not. It has nothing to do with it. So it's always odd like that. All right, from there we jump over to, where do we jump over to? Let's go over to, let's see. We'll go take a look at platinum. Platinum pulled that same thing yesterday. Not only that, the weekly is, after it tried to roll into the buy 2 weeks ago, it jumped into that weekly sell last week, and here you can see the poor thing has dropped from the what is that? The 932 area down to the 900 area over the last 2 days. You can see it's just a teeny weeny right there. It's just hanging in the sell, just on the edge of it, hanging on that edge. Then, at the same time, we go over to the energy sector. And there is crude oil right there. And you can see that. You can see that, dipping down, making a new low below the $70 area. 4 days in a sell. And it closed in a weekly sell last week. So it closed at in a sell. Closed at 73.55 on Friday, and here we now have broken $70 a barrel. So got that in like 69.50. So it's that same thing, It's got that same thing going on. I'm gonna put my title until I get Janos and everybody set up on the everybody at Dukascopy set up on my phone system. And if you want to try to contact me, it would be nice to see if this phone picks it all up. Let's see. So today's title, we're going to call this. Let's say world markets are looking the same. See, that doesn't sound. That's world. Let's try it this way. World equities, futures, forex. Hello. Hello. Sorry, you got the wrong number. Let's see, there it is. World equities, futures. Let's put futures in there. Futures and forex. There we are. World equities, futures, and forex look alike. How's that? Look alike. I think we'll use same like that. And that's going to be the title today. By tomorrow, I hope, now that I have a phone up, I'll be able to go back to that service that we had before. All right, that is the title today. I just want to get that out there, just before I get lost in 5 other things around here. All right, and then let's go over to the heating oil, and we'll put. Oh, you know what, dude? Let's put Brent up on the screen. There it is, right there. And there's Brent. There we go. And there's Brent. Let's show it to you over there. And you can see, it's been in daily sell for 4 days. This is the 5th day. And you can see here, at the same time, the weekly, still in a weekly sell for, over almost 3 months, 2.5 months at this point, and looking not any happier to try to climb into the buy than it was before. And as you can see, also when we look at the dollar, the American oil compared to Brent C, where is it at? American oil is right there. There we are. Has that same look to it. 4 days in a sell. This is the 5th day in a sell. And at the same time, you can see the weekly pressing down, same way, same amount of time. It's not letting go. Over on the heating oil, let's put it up on heating oil there. And there is heating oil. Heating oil is, I keep on reminding people here, heating oil is the fuel that they use for the airplanes, for big trucks with diesel engines in it and diesel cars, and they use it to heat houses. We use it a lot in different ways. And it's almost, isn't that funny? Would you imagine that a diesel truck and an airplane have the same fuel? And same thing with, what is it? to heat the house, the same fuel. And right now you can see it here. It's a $2.18, or basically when you convert it to liters, it's basically about 50 cents a liter, maybe 53 cents a liter, 53 cents a liter, 54 cents a liter, something like that. 53 to 54 cents a liter. So it's half a dollar basically. I'm sure everybody would be very happy to pay a gallon, for a liter, something to heat your house at 50 cents. That's not bad. All right, and then from there, we go over to natural gas. Interesting today, natural gas has been trying to lift up. Every time it tries to go into a sell, it seems to fail. Here it is, 4 days in the daily buy. And at the same time, traders, look at that. It's jumping through the weekly as we speak. It's doing both at this point. It's acting like, hey, I think I want to go into a buy. And you would think so because, it's the end of the summertime, I guess you could say. And it's, it's a good reason to think about energy prices, Makes sense to me. Then from there, we showed you North Sea, we showed you crude, we showed you heating oil, now we showed you natural gas. So that gives you a good flavor of that whole adventure at this point. Everything that is functioning does function, and makes it very clear. So from there, we'll just drift over to some of the world markets. You saw Tokyo. Let's see if we can do this. And let's change this over. There we are. And there is, let's show you the way the world markets are acting. They're all joined in to the same action too. So here is the Nikkei. We showed you that a little while ago when we were looking at the yen. See, it's rolling over. That's last night. That's today, basically. That's the 4th right there. And at the same time, we take a look at South Korea, who's working on that 4-day work week, it sounds like. Same thing. Look at that. That's a gap down, no less. You can see the weekly still in that buy, but that won't last long with that type of action. From there, we shoot over to Taiwan, where it's like I want to say it's like the epicenter, but I don't really believe that. It seems like what does soybeans have to do with, CPUs and GPUs? Really not a lot. So it's more of a global thing we're seeing here. They're all doing that same type of breakout thing. Only natural gas for the winter is really showing any real life in it. Then from there, we slide over to, let's see, where do we go to? Let's go to, there's Taiwan. Okay, yeah, that's Taiwan, right? So it's rolling over the same way, getting a slam. You're talking about there, almost 1,000 points. Basically 1,000 points from 22,000 area to the 21,000 area. And then from there we'll go to Singapore. Oh, no, let's go look at the China market. That seems to be a part of it. They seem to be, it's almost like they got an unwind going on at the same time also. It seems like it's a combination of all of it. Let's show you the Singapore market. Shanghai market. It'll jump out in a few seconds right there. There's Shanghai. Making more lows, heading for an 8-month low now. Yesterday was a 7-month low. Showing that pressure. 3rd day in a sell. And you can see it's been in a weekly sell for, this will be the 8th week. Lots of pressure. Then from there we go to Singapore. The other major financial center right there. Singapore in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. In a daily buy, it doesn't care. How about that? Look at that. It don't care. It's like the honey badger. But look at that action. I'll just emphasize the last few days there. Look at that. They slammed it down. They gapped it from the rest of the world's markets falling down, and then as it lifted up, and it's still in the buy. From there, we go over to Jakarta, one of the largest countries when it comes to energy production. You see that same thing there. It's something like 8 weeks in a buy, and it is. You can see it's flirting with the sell there yesterday, and you can see the pressure that was on it yesterday. That was that one right here. And then at the same time today, they bought it up, just like Singapore, which is kind of interesting. They bought it up and lifted it up a little bit. Now the algorithm just needs to shift gears, the daily. From there, we go over to the epicenter of oil. Basically, I guess you could say the United States produces as much as Saudi Arabia. So, matter of fact, I think we're number 1 now. You can see there. No, that's the wrong one. There it is, right there, 22. And there is, out of Saudi Arabia, we can see the energy stock having its pressure on it right there. 2 days of down. Not a lot. It's that V bottom on the 4th. Seem to resolve a lot of those issues there. And at the same time, you can see, it's pushing into the weekly sell as we speak. Daily sell with no problem. All right, and then we'll go over to Tokyo. Not Tokyo, I'm sorry. Tel Aviv. There's Tel Aviv. You see, same thing. It looks like the Saudi, except for the weeklies in a weekly buy longer. And at the same time, it's rolling over like everybody else. Matter of fact, it's interesting. Jakarta and what was the other one? Singapore. It's showing more life than anywhere else. And then from there we go to the Stokes and get a flavor of what's going on in Europe this morning. Right there, Stokes last 2 days down. Yesterday closed in a daily sell, but still in a weekly buy as we speak. Same story. That's everywhere. From there, we'll go over to Frankfurt and take a look at the DAX. DAX, right there. I just saw Bitcoin. That would be another one, nice one to look at too. You can see that 2 days pushing down. This is the second day in a sell, but the weekly does not care. It's like a honey badger. I don't care. And then from there, you go to Kakarot. That's 4 weeks in a buy. You see, same situation, pushing into that daily sell. It's been that way for that weakness 2 days in a row. And it's still pressing down. This is today. It's in the second day of a daily sell. The FTSE, our magical tour there. We have to get an Amsterdam thing or something like that. Maybe a Spain Barcelona index or something like that. Maybe we get the Milan index up there too, so we can get an idea of what's going on across Europe. And you can see here, this is the FTSE, and it's drifting hard and fast on the downside for 2 days now. It's the second day in a sell, and it's in that weekly buy like everybody else. It's like longer term money has got it in its mind not to let go. That's what it is. It seems like that is exactly what's going on there. Let's see. Let's go to. So from there, let's see what else we got going on there. Show you Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin, and you can see Bitcoin showing some fine life there. And let's see. And that's the action you see there. That's the Bitcoin. A lot of pressure, days upon days in the sell. You see here, weeks, 5 full weeks in a sell. And I think we got the Ethereum too. Let's see if we can find Ethereum on this. There's the Ethereum. Ethereum's even longer in a sell. That's 7 weeks in a sell. In and out on the daily, no doubt about that. Yesterday it closed in a daily sell, and today it's moving down even, it was deeper down, but then it stopped. And so that is the whole magical mystery tour, basically. Let's go like that. There it is right there. There's the beta. And let's see what else can we point out. All right. So. What else? I guess that's we got about 4 or 5 minutes. So let's go take a look at the U.S. markets, and we'll put that up on the screen at the same time, right there. And you can see it's doing that same thing. It's pressing down. They popped it up to 29 from a low of 6 going into from the European Open, and see if it's. It just has that feel like it wants to roll over one more time. It's trying to get into buys, but it's not doing the best of work to do it. Let's put it that way. There's NVDA. Here's NVDA on an intraday basis. They made those lows the same way in the European hours right here. And then, this is a 24-hour. And they drove it down again to a new low, but they didn't move the stock market down to a new low. Now, the bigger question is if this thing starts to slide into a new low, will we see this come down and take out this low here? I would imagine so. And I think they're just basically just meandering. It's not a lot of action there. Not a lot of action. Just meandering. Let's see. Right there. Let's see. All right. So from there, what's next? Let's see. Okay, that's good. So let's go over to take a look at NASDAQ. See if there's, you can see here. Here's the S&P 500. Oh, let's do this. Let's go like that. And go there. And you can see the, is that right? Let's close that. Yes. We want to do this. We want to look at this. There's the S&P 500. See, it's still marching down. It's at 23. That pressure is still on. And then at the same time, let's take a look at, wrong thing, right there. Take a look at the Tech 100 or the NQ, right there. See that same thing? You see that weakness there? Showing that same pressure. And then from there, it says, down for, it's been in a sell since back here. Where's that red line? Right there. There's the red line. And so you can see there, at this point you see that pressure pressing it down. You see the fastest broken underneath. Is it done saying? Let's check the, yes. Yeah. Same thing. It's the fastest trying to break underneath. Get into the minus. Then we go over to, there is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. See the same situation, kind of quiet, but pressing down for the last couple of days. Let's grab this guy right there. And you can see the weekly doesn't care. This thing's been in a weekly buy for, what's that, 2, 4, 5 weeks now in a weekly buy. And when you really look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, previous 5. So 10 out of the last 11 weeks. 10 out of the last 11 weeks been in a weekly buy. That weekly sell there was a real punch. That was that unwind in Japan. Then from there, we shoot over to, let's see, where's it at? Right there, we want to take a look at the, there it is, the Russell 2000. Not the, it's an odd chart. It's in a sell now. Looks like might have got into the buy right there and then pushed right back into the sell. You can see on a fast, it's in the buy for a couple of weeks. Same thing with the slow. Both pushing up, up, and away. There we go. The slow went into right there. The slow went into the weekly buy right there. And then, it gave it real life right there. And now it's flirting with the weekly sell as we speak on the fast. Interesting in every which way, traders. All right, this is Doc. Sorry we had the telephone company in, but I gave up. After 48 hours, they said it was going to be up yesterday, and I had to go battle with it. So, Robin, we got a phone number. You can give me a call and see if it works. I'm going to jump off. So this is Doc from North America. You see on the chat line what our webinar title is, and by tomorrow we'll be able to post it again through the Dukascopy system. All right. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.